Hello, class. Welcome in. I'm Professor Hatter, and we're going to count down. It's that time of year, counting down my top 50 hats of the year. I know it's 2025 that I'm recording this, but imagine we're time traveling and it's going to be 2024. Well, at least we'll be talking about the 2024 hats that I got and count them down. Go over a little bit of the statistics here, and it'll be a 2-3 video process. I'm going to try to not be as bad with it this year and make it short enough. So yeah, I mean, I was making my lists, my top 50 lists or so. I mean, I didn't get a lot of hats this year to begin with. I only had 72 hats. That is a lot less. This is the first time since 2018, I believe, maybe 2017, that I got less than 100 hats in a calendar year, which is, whoa, that's a big drop off. Financial, pretty much, is the crux of it. But as I was making the list here, I realized I didn't make this list really good, did I? So, imagine that was a cooler paper toss. So, I did put them together in kind of some order-ish, as close to the list was. And we're going to go over those hats here. So, get set for part 1. Get a notebook, pen, and pencil, because the class is in session. Let's go! Alright, I'm using my iPad for a camera, so I don't have the whole screen to look at everything exactly. So, looking at this year for my hat count, when I say, so I don't have my iPad, I'm using my iPad as a camera right now, I'm trying something out. So I don't have the big screen to look at all the stats here of my hats from this year. Last year? This year. So, again, 72 hats, low considering. So the way I divide my hat chart, my spreadsheet, first category of where I got my hats, and the most popular place, 24% of other, which is a culmination of individual places that I probably don't buy enough from to exactly have its own column, like Berdeen's or 47 Brand or Clark Street Sports or Toppers or Hat Club. I did not have a Hat Club hat this year, actually, in 2024, which feels weird. There were some opportunities I could have gotten one, but I missed out on them, and that's on my ass. So the next highest spot I got hats, let's see here, it's not in exactly order, it'd actually be 47 Brand's website, was 12. After that, it would be Lids was 9, which seems a little high. 8 from Macy's, 8 as a number, or 11%. 11% as well as a gift as a hat. So I'll put the chart up on the screen. In terms of type of hat, 51% were fitted, 26% were dad hats, 14% were adjustable, 9% were snapbacks, and by my definitions, adjustable and dad hat are different categories, actually. So, just listen to your professor. Branding, it was 60% New Era, 30% was 47 Brand, 10% was other. So, could I have been a little bit better with some hat diversity? Yes, but I still do it better than everyone else. So I shouldn't feel too bad. And in terms of, most of them were sports hats that I got this year. 66 of them of the 72 were labeled as sports hats. So of those, 55% were MLB, 23% were hockey. You're gonna see a lot of good hockey hats in this countdown series here. And then after that, NFL at 11%, etc. So that is how all of that worked out. I'm currently wearing my number one hat from last year, from 2023, or the year before. Yeah, from 2023. To kick off the video here. So what I'll do is I'm going to take a little bit of time to kind of go through some of these honorable mention ones that we're kind of, when I do my rankings for the hats of the year, I will have separate tabs on my spreadsheet workbook for the 2024 hats, and then that includes all of the stats, the metadata for the categories I just listed off of where type of hat, brand-wise, category, labeling. And then the other tab of ranking consists of just the name of the hat and then putting a 1, 2, or 3. 3, sometimes 4, but primarily 3, 2, and 1. 3 being good. You get a green highlighted box. 2 is yellow. 1 is red. So kind of, that way of ranking where the hats are throughout the year. So I'm going to go through some of these hats that were more of the ones and, give them a little bit of love here. So let me, take some time here to show some appreciation that your hats, that's about it. But I appreciate you because you're a hat. So this is one of the hats on the list here. So this one is going to be, now this was a cool one that I found at a lid store. Now this hat I just found, nobody's going to be able to say that they have this hat. Now this was a hat that's kind of long in the running to get. So this hat was, trying to get through the City Connect teams throughout that one year. I regretted this hat, but I need it for the on-field collection. Very bright pickup. A Mother's Day hat that was pretty in pink. Just simple. I got this one because I kept seeing Craig Counsell wear it on TV, so I guess I should have it too. This is just a blank hat. Stylish. This hat is wider than Paul Skeens and Livvy Dunn combined. Alright, so now that we took our sweet time to really go through some of those hats and give them their moment in the sun, let's kind of move a little bit more into detail with some of the other hats throughout the countdown here. So let's start at number... I really have no idea what number we're starting on. Put it up on the board. Alright, so this one is Cubs fitted 5950. It's simple for a brown hat. This was from Clark Street Sports. This was similar to what the Cocoa Crispy hat was that Hat Club had dropped, I want to say summer of 21, when they did the cereal pack, which inspired the fridge pack, which Hat Club has not slid into my DMs, nor has anyone smart enough in the hat retail world asked me, hey, Professor, can we make that fridge pack actually happen? Yeah, no one has, but that's okay. By the end of the century, you guys will be desperate enough, or you just might run out of ideas, or you're just going to copy off of me without... Anyways, But this one, Clark Reed Sports, they had it on a sale similar to what I was thinking of. So just a brown Cubs hat kind of would be cool to have one Cubs hat per color of the rainbow. Another Cubs hat, the 4th of July special from this year. Nice off-white. Off-white was a big color, I think, for me this year. There's a lot of it looking over at the hats I see to my left here. This one wasn't as controversial as the year before was, where it was the gas station trucker design that everyone was all like, "Oh, this sucks." But then when those same people, keep circle jerking off to whatever My Fitted does, then it doesn't really make a difference. They're blind anyways. But this one was a simple patriotic design. Nailed it. Nothing too over the top, but simple. So didn't need to be maybe that high on the list. I'm not of course, why would I put a Brewers hat here? This one is from my brother. This one is a made in the USA. So I feel like I gotta give it some style points there, being an OG type of hat. So does it fit me? Even for a 7.5, no. It's like the old 7.5, where it's close, like a sizing down in a way to what we know today as. So this would be like what a 7.3/8 would be today, probably. But it's also the old bat logo, mitt logo, classic. Kansas City Royals, for J38, good hat friend out there, one of our hat group chats. And being out in Kansas City, they had a good year. I'm going to do two hats here in one frame since they're both international, which I think is really cool. And not international like, oh, well, where is it made? Was it made in Bangladesh or China? This one is Bangladesh. Well, this one was not international. But to have, I've had hats from Europe before. My sister and her boyfriend went to Italy for 2 weeks, and they went to Amalfi Coast, and this was my souvenir. Nice. Adjustable hat with a structured crown, but still a adjustable backing with Velcro in this type. This one has got the Italian flag in the tag, and very fancy, and made in PRC. I get it, but it's Italian. Italian salute. But yeah, it's cool to have an international hat. Now this one is very unique. One of the people at church, the organist, Matthew, he went on a mission trip and helped with music education. And he came back with this hat for me when they went to Cape Town. So I have a hat from South Africa. Almost like a captain hat, I can say. But from Cape Town itself. Really cool that this was made over there. Or, I mean, there's no tags in here to say otherwise of where it was made. But from Cape Town out there. So, really cool to have that international essence in the collection. So this hat is going to be a theme, not the design, but the structure of the hat, the style. I've had this hat style before, but I never realized how cool it was. But the 47 brand Hitch hat style, I'll go into a little bit later, where it's like a snapback, but it's got like a quasi structured crown, and most of them have a decently curved brim. Some variations, but this Cubs kind of pinstriping. But this Cubs pinstriping is cool. Like the uniform has the script from the '94 through '96 identity with that same Cubby bear on the side there. So this was a nice one on sale when I got it. Pittsburgh Pirates City Connect. This was one of the cooler City Connects that I thought had come out, and finally got one. Forgot how I got it, but I got it, and yeah, I've been wanting to try to finish out the City Connect hats, and I'll have some catching up to do for the 24 hats still. So with the Orioles being kind of a third team of mine, the Orioles Cal Ripken logo needed to be in the collection. That it's just a nice vintage logo. I see this a lot of times when watching Seinfeld. My brother watches a lot. My dad does too. I've seen Elaine wear one of these kind of hats before. And just with the intricacy of the logo design with the details inside the bird itself is cool to have anyways. So there's a big boom with the WNBA, and I finally gotten my hands into some of the fitteds, and they did do some nice releases this year, including this LA Sparks with the 2011 All-Star game in San Antonio on a side patch. Very 90s colors, really, with the teal, the purple and the teal. They have gotten rid of the teal, but this is they did not update this logo until, I want to say 2016 is when they did, or maybe 2017, but the newer logo is a little bit more, hold on, recent. I know I have it, just while I'm right here. Yeah, so this is the newer style with the palm tree and the basketball. Then this is the older one that more mimicked the Los Angeles Lakers logo. But cool one to have. It doesn't really fit me as well. I really was pissed that the 5/8 got sold out fast, so I had to just go with a half, so I don't wear it as much. And that's another thing with my rankings here of, for an adjustable hat, it's going to fit, obviously. But for some of these fitted hats, I do have to give and take some points based off of fit. There are some hats out there. Now, there are some hats even further up this list that they might not fit as good, but they still, look really good. But compare to the ones that fit even better, I kind of got to give some points there. There's, you'll see in the top 5, that is kind of one of the cases. Top 10 is one of the cases. So this one's kind of a little lower compared to some other hats, maybe because of the fit not being as well done. So just my rubric there. So 2 hats here on the list. The Royals and the Reds for J38 and Reds fan in Florida. Been trying to fill out the on-field collection eventually. That's a big rite of passage for true hat collectors. And for a while, I didn't do it mainly because it was too easy in a way. Compared like the hockey collecting, but that's now different. But I will say with the Royals hat, I remember on a band tour in college at Concordia, we had a mall stop. I had seen one of the tuba players. He was from Kansas City. He got a Royals hat, and I'm like, that's a really good looking hat. I was early into my hat collecting career at the time. This was like March of 2017. and that's what inspired me to get a hat lid, my first fitted, 5950 fitted, ironically with a Cubs World Series, 2016 World Series Championship hat in Cleveland, but had always wanted to get a Royals hat, just kind of some jealousy of how he wore it, and it was just a cool look. Kind of Cubby blue as well, but just a cool look. Another Hitch hat. This one is the Vegas Golden Knights 47 brand. Well, all the no. Well, I say the Hitch hats is the name for the 47 brand hat, but there is the New Era kind, which I will get into with one of the hats later on in the countdown. But kind of a Carhartt feel to this with the material, and very nice gold stitching around the letter marking. So this is a nice one to get. Wanted to get at least one for the Golden Knights. More of WNBA Indiana Fever. This one was the already forgetting. There's a collaboration, Lids HD, and I did get a 5/8 out of this. This one was a little tough, though, because I was wanting the Lynx as well and the Chicago Sky hat, but just with the checkout that Lids HD offers is pretty bad still after all these years. So whatever. I guess I should be happy that I have one, but I actually collect more than just the regular, fitted WNBA hats. So I, did have a sense of entitlement of deserving more, and I was trying to, go out there, campaign for myself to the different stores to say, hey, I should get some free WNBA hats. They're always giving other creators and Instagram accounts out there for hat collectors and other YouTube channels free hats, so where the fuck is my free hat? I think one of the really good standing out City Connect hats this year was the Toronto Blue Jays. A lot of rumors, especially in this third or fourth year of the City Connect hats, trying to figure out the rumors of what's the design going to be. And there's a lot of rumors being purple related, which would have been odd, but glad they went with this kind of navy look. On-field hat on the list, the Orioles, the O's, one of their alternate hats. Got it at a lid, and especially for this O's, the Reds, and the Royals hat, I wanted to get in store. I wanted to get it right with a fit that I would be able to wear it for a long time because of the people who I would get it for. So I wanted to make sure I got it right, and I got lucky that this one was, even though it's a 7.5, this one fits. Now, they don't give all the workers the same measuring tape throughout the New Era factories. So this one fitting at the 7.5 fits just a little snug, but comfortable. Not like where this other, half fits, a little tighter, where I'm gonna have to stretch it out. So it all, varies upon the hats. Cubs, for a 47 brand cleanup hat, white, blue, pretty simple. But using this older Cubby Bear look. When I say older, Cubs really don't change their logo. They haven't changed their cap insignia in forever, since the 50s. So for the Cubs, to do much changing is a big deal. So this feels older than it really is. But it's also such a short stint from 94 to 96 that this was used. But it's a nice symmetrical bear. So that's always nice for symmetry. This might be the first NFL hat I have on here. I think it is, with the Bears. Their plaid looking sideline hats. This was a really cool design. I want to get the Broncos one as well. Theirs is more orange than the Bears, having more navy in it. But this felt like a very fall-like hat, especially with the sweatband being off-white. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They know what they're doing. So this one was pretty high up there as well. So the last hat on this list, on this part of the video, this is probably going too long anyways, is going to be this Ryne Sandberg hat. It is a rhino outline with number 23 in the middle. This is his nickname, Rhino. He had a statue dedicated to him at Wrigley. I went to that game with my uncle back in June. We lost to the Mets, but it was a cool ceremony to be at. To be in the same vicinity, the same breathing air as Bob Costas and Bill Murray was, and Ryne Sandberg in the same park area was, I think, a really cool thing to be a part of for history. And that was his the anniversary, 40th anniversary of his big, I think it was like 10 RBI game, and he had multiple hits. It was just, went to extra innings, played against the Cardinals. And it was great. It's a Cubs game in history that stands out. Other than, the World Series run in 2016, that Ryne Sandberg game is like one of the ones that's pinnacle in Cubs history. And I went to the gift shop. I, wanted to see if there was a hat, I just wanted to get. But when I saw this one, there's not many times where you can have there's a lot of team hats for sure, but it's not a player hat. So that's why I, wanted to make sure to get that. He's back in relapse of a cancer treatment, which is sucks for prostate cancer. So hopefully he can get out of that as soon as possible. So that's the end of part one here. Numbers this through that, and longer than it should have been, of course, but whatever. I'll get into the next part here very soon, and we are going to start that part right now. Did we get the transition right? What do you mean, no? Jeez, this place sucks. Does anybody know what they're doing around here? Oh, you're looking at me. Oh, I'm the producer and all that, and the editor. Okay. Gotcha. Whatever. Alright. Run it again.